I'm going to be ranking the top 10 best shooting guards right now in NBA 2K23 My Team. You guys can let me know in the comment section down below some of your guys' favorite shooting guards to be running right now in the game. And of course, let me know what you guys would change about my top 10. But coming in at my number 10 spot is going to be the Dark Matter Grant Hill. Just some quick honorable mentions. I mean, I will be leaving Scottie Pippen off this top 10. I think him and Grant Hill was a really tough decision. So let me know who you guys would take at the shooting guard position between Scottie Pippen and Grant Hill. I think Grant Hill is just a tad bit better. He's got, updated stats and badges. He's got 30 Hall of Fame badges because he is a Dark Matter. And then you look at his animations, jump shot wise, I do think it is very similar, but I do like Scottie Pippen's jump shot a little bit more, even though it's a tad bit slower. And then SIGs wise, I mean, Scottie Pippen does have better SIGs, but all around, I just think Grant Hill is slightly better on the defensive end, and just all around as a card, I would take Grant Hill at the shooting guard spot. But between Scottie Pippen and Grant Hill, I think they're 10A 10B. So you guys can let me know who you guys would take between Grant Hill and Scottie Pippen. At the number 9 spot is going to be the Galaxy Vince Carter. I think at the shooting guard position, he's a better shooting guard than Scottie Pippen and Grant Hill. Now overall as a card, you can say Scottie Pippen or Grant Hill is better as an overall card than Vince Carter because they can play small forward, be 6'8", and very good defensively. But Vince Carter at the 2 spot is going to be a way better ball handler, way better at scoring the basketball. And I feel like that's kind of the meta of the game right now, is have your defenders at the 3, your lockdown cards like a Scottie Pippen, a Grant Hill, a Jonathan Isaac, Bill Russell, these lockdowns, and then you have your offensive shooting guards that we'll talk about here in a second. But yeah, Vince Carter, amazing on the offensive end, has a pretty good jump shot. Wish it was maybe a tad bit quicker, but all around still a very good jump shot. He's got good dribble SIGs. He's got some pretty good dunk packages. I mean, we all know Vince Carter dunks the ball like crazy. So for me personally, I think Vince is the 9th best shooting guard in the game. At the number 8 spot, might seem a little bit low for a lot of people. I do got Dark Matter Clyde. I think he's super nice at shooting guard. So just because I'm putting him at number 8 doesn't mean he's a bad card. I just think there's so many good shooting guards in the game, and they're all so close in ranking. Like Grant Hill isn't that much worse than a Clyde Drexler. Clyde isn't that much worse than the number 7 guy. They're all very close at the 2 spot. But yeah, Clyde Drexler, really good at going to the basket. He's an amazing rim runner. Jump shot, not my personal favorite release in the game. It's not bad, like it's still greenable. I think a lot of cards in here have better jump shots than Clyde, but all around, I mean, good at going to the basket. He can move a little bit with a curry escape, which means he can curry slide. Got the name behind the back. Pro 2 leaner, I would have loved to see normal leaner, maybe tray fade, but all around still a very capable leaner to knock down. So Clyde Drexler going to be one of the better shooting guards in the game. I'm in number 7 spot. I did go with Galaxy Eddie Jones. I think that's up for debate who's better at the 2. I personally like Eddie Jones just a tad bit more. I think he plays better all around defense, having a 98 steal, 97 lateral quickness, 96 perimeter, and a 90 interior defense. If you compare that to Clyde's stats, I mean, it's not like a huge difference, but I think if you also take into account for badges, for the defensive side of things, it's definitely going to Clyde, but not by a crazy amount though. So they're very similar on the defensive end. I would say Eddie Jones plays slightly better defense, but for me, I think it just really comes down to the jump shot. I do like Eddie Jones' release a lot more than a card like Clyde's, and I think that's just the biggest difference. They both have the Pro 2 leaner. SIGs wise, I think all around, because of the Kyle Lowry size up being a lot better than the D'Lo size up in my opinion, I think Eddie Jones moves a tad bit better if you do know how to take advantage of the Trae Young escape. So for me, I think Eddie Jones is slightly better than Vince Carter, or slightly better, well yeah, and Vince, but slightly better than Clyde Drexler. But let me know, who do you guys think is better between Eddie Jones and Clyde? But at the number 6 spot, just barely missing out of the top 5, is going to be the Bead Man. Dark Matter Kobe, I think, is such a underrated shooting guard. He's just so overpriced. If this card was like 200-300k, he would so be worth that price tag. It's just like, I know people are paying because it's Kobe Bryant, and that does make sense, and he has the extra fun factor because it's Kobe, and everyone just likes using his card, me included. Like, it's just so fun to use a Kobe card. But like, I just think there are better shooting guards, not by a crazy amount. I mean, I have him at number 6. I think he's still one of the better shooting guards in the game, and you can make an argument still arguably top 3. I wouldn't say top 2. I think there's a clear 1 and 2, but after that, I think 3 through 10, or even like 3 through 7, 3 through 8, I think are all very close. I don't think there's a definitive, 3 through 10, but for me, I'm going Kobe at 6. Really good at going to the basket, plays solid defense for a Kobe card. He's also got the Kawhi Leonard defensive stance, which is going to be really nice for the defensive end. Jump shot wise, not the biggest fan of his release. It's not bad, it's still very decent. And then he also does have the Kobe size up, which once again, not the biggest fan of the Kobe size up, but he does have the Steph Curry escape, which means he can curry slide. So all around, I have Kobe at my number 6 spot. spot. Number 5 is going to be the RNG card from Season 5, the Galaxy Opal Billy Knight. Once again, I think it's a close debate between Kobe and Billy. I just think Billy's a tad bit better all around. I think he's slightly better on the defensive end. Jump shot wise, I do definitely like his jump shot a lot more. And then Sigs wise, I think he moves a little bit better than Kobe, possibly. I mean, the John Wall escape, in my opinion, is better than the Curry escape, and then the D-Mitch size up is a lot better than the Kobe size up. So dribble six wise, I do think goes to Billy Knight, and then jump shot wise, I do think is also better. So if we're talking about animations, I think that's where Billy Knight is better than a card like Kobe. And also, if you want to take into the fact that if you have the duo, that's when I think he becomes not definitely better than Kobe, but I think he's kind of that one step above a card like Kobe. But without the duo, I do think they're very similar at the shooting guard position. I'm in number 4 spot is going to be Galaxy Opal Glenn Rice. For me personally, I think 4 through 1 is not obvious, but I think for me personally, these are like my top 4 shooting guards in the game. After that, 5 through 10 really could be a toss up between those 5 or 6 shooting guards. But yeah, Glenn Rice, I think he's super nice at the 2. He's 6'7" with a 6'9" wingspan, has a great jump shot. Probably my favorite thing about this Glenn Rice card is going to be his jump shot. Super easy to green. He's got great dribble sigs, pretty good dunk packages, has that normal leaner, and then just all around stats are really good. I mean, 95 driving dunk, 94 vertical. At this point in the year, though, the stats don't really matter too much. It really just comes down to the animations and then sometimes the tendencies as well, but mainly the animations, you know, what jump shots they have, what dribble sigs they have, and I think all around, I would say Glenn Rice does check all of those boxes. At the number 3 spot is going to be for me, Galaxy Opal Ricky Davis. I just love this card. He is so nice on the offensive end. He's 6'7" with a 6'10" wingspan. I mean, just offensively is probably the 3rd best offensive 2 in the game. He's got such a good jump shot. He's got really good dribble sigs. I mean, he can dunk the ball. Like, he's just all around an absolute beast on the offensive end. He's got Hall of Fame limitless range, Hall of Fame deadeye, catch and shoot, corner or amped, and Asian 3 as well. And then playmaking wise, he's got Hall of Fame clamp breaker, handles for days, hyperdrive, and quick first step. But my favorite thing about this card has to be his release. The Oscar Robertson upper just really makes such a difference. If you guys remember using his pink diamond, his jump shot is just so butter and so easy to green. So all around, I think Ricky Davis is the 3rd best shooting guard in the game. And then number 2 and number 1 for me personally is 1A, 1B. Really a coin flip, a toss up. I'm going T-Mac at 2 and Terry Dischinger at 1. Now I did explain this in a past video when I did re-ranking my top 10 shooting guards. I went like fully in depth of why I do think Terry Dischinger is better than T-Mac, but just to give you guys a quick rundown, basically the same card stats and badges wise. Yes, T-Mac does have the slight advantage when it comes to stats and when it comes to badges, and he's also a little bit taller with a little bit better of a player model, but the main difference comes down to the animations, where I feel like, in my opinion, if you can green Terry Dischinger's jump shot, it's a little bit faster and maybe a little bit harder to time than T-Mac's, but it's also a pretty decent amount quicker as well. So you're going to get that shot up a lot faster. So I feel like if you can green that quick jump shot, that's where I feel like Terry's a little bit better. And also the main difference, the biggest difference between these cards is if you look at the Steve Francis size up on Terry Dischinger, and then you look at the size up for T-Mac, it's going to be his own T-Mac size up. And that's the biggest difference in the card. They pretty much have the same jump shot, very similar dribble sigs, they're very similar at everything else except for their jump shot and their size up. And the Steve Francis size up is so much better than the Tracy McGrady size up, in my opinion. It just makes a world of difference if you guys do know how to move, you know, like dribble. Like, I'm not a big dribble head. I know how to move a little bit and take advantage of the Steve Francis size up, especially for rim running, because it's super easy to get downhill. For me personally, I do have Terry Dischinger as the best shooting guard in the game, and then T-Mac number 2. But once again, it's pretty much a coin flip and a toss up. But let me know in the comment section down below, especially let me know who you guys think's better between Tracy McGrady and Terry Dischinger, and let me know what you guys think about my top 10 shooting guards, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.